Come on, England, you can do it. Earlier you heard that man there, Roy Hodgson, tell us how impressed he's been with the intelligence and appetite of his England players. And let's not forget their supporters too, feeling the pain and the odd bit of England joy as keenly as the rest of us.
Okay. Okay, nice and quiet, everyone, please.
My favourite England moment would be Michael Owen's wonder goal against Argentina.
Great run and a great finish against a great team.
The Italia 90.
The lads done really well to get to the semi-final.
It's a memory that sort of stuck with me forever.
Oh, that's an easy one. When Bobby Moore actually lifted the trophy when England won the World Cup.
Gascoigne against Scotland in Euro 96.
When Paul Gascoigne scored against Scotland. When he's flicked over Hendry's head and volleyed it in. Typical Gascoigne. A fantastic goal.
To represent my country means the world to me.
It's something that I've dreamed of ever since I was a little kid.
England players have always been my heroes, and to play for England is such a proud moment.
It means everything to play for your country. We're very lucky.
For me, for it to happen so early in my career, you know, it's amazing.
It's something that, you know, you'll cherish for the rest of your life.
To be chosen to represent England is the ultimate achievement for me.
Every time you put on that shirt, it's an honour and a privilege to play for England.
You see how much it means to us, Patrick? Now you're going to come here and try and ruin it all. We've given you gainful employment at Arsenal, Man City. You live in our country, now you're going to spoil it for us.
And I love this country. I love this country, and that's why I hope that France is going to win today.
Oh, don't say that, Patrick, please. I'm trying to get you over onto our side. Do you want to take us through the French team first, then? Take us through the French team. For those just joining us, who starts for the French?
Yes, Loris will be the goalkeeper, and the right back is a young player, has not so much experience at that level, Debuchy. And the two central defenders will be Mexes and Rami, and they've been played together since Laurent Blanc was in charge, and everybody know about Evra going forward. But the big question will be how Kabay, Diarra and Malouda will play together. But up front, the strength of the French national team will be Nasri, Benzema and Ribéry. But I believe that if we really want to win this game, Benzema has to be at his best.
What about the English side then? Take us through that, Gareth.
Yeah, I don't think there were too many surprises from what people have read in the newspapers this morning, probably, but the big news is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain starting on the left. It's a good balance with James Milner. You've got on the right-hand side with Milner a hard-working midfield player who'll tuck in and help out more defensively. Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think, is a really exciting talent. I think he could be anything he wants to be in the game. It might be a bit early for him, but I think it's a sign of intent and it's a bold selection. And Ashley Young, off of Danny Welbeck, I think is another key player today. He's been in outstanding form for England with his goal scoring. And even the likes of Scott Parker, it's his first international tournament. Joe Hart, who's established as our number one now, his first international tournament to actually play in. So, you know, those guys will be excited. And we saw there, I love that clip of the pride of playing for England, because I think a lot of people don't realise exactly what it does mean to these players. And you see Ashley Cole there with 94 caps. You know, to accumulate that number of caps, you've had to really commit yourself to play for England, and he's been an outstanding servant for his country. So
well, it looks a good turnout for England fans to me. It looks like there's more than 3,000 there. Joe Hart, what's it like playing in front of him? We don't talk about him so much anymore because we just know he's brilliant. There's almost nothing to discuss.
No, he is. I mean, he's the best keeper in the Premier League, and, you know, looking at the tournament, I'd probably say it's a toss-up between him and maybe Manuel Neuer. I think the German keeper for me, the two top keepers. I think Buffon's been there, but maybe he's getting a bit older now. So I think in the next couple of years, it'll be, as I said, a toss-up between them two, the top keeper in the world. And we're going to a tournament. We should be very confident we've got one of the best, you know, keepers in the tournament, if not the best.
OK, so the waiting is just about over, whether you're just back from school or from work, or you're still at work or in the pub or in a park somewhere or in the forces overseas or wherever you are. We're all in this together. It's England against France, commentating at the Donbass Arena in Donetsk for you. Andy Townsend sitting alongside Clive Tilsley.
Welcome to Donetsk. The England team a long way from home, 1,700 miles or so. Looking for a fresh start, a good start to the reign of Roy Hodgson, the first Englishman to take charge at a major international tournament for 12 years. We wish him luck. He is due a bit. Familiar foes, Anglo-French rivalries run deep and long, and yet today's game brings teammates, clubmates face to face. Joe Hart's just shared a momentous league title triumph with Samir Nasri. Ashley Cole has been celebrating a Champions League win with Florent Malouda. 4 of the French starting 11 earn their livings in England. 2 teams with few secrets from each other. These behind-the-scenes peeks at the players just before they emerge are familiar enough now. We can share the tension with them, guess at their mindsets, try to read their body language. Both teams have been here the best part of a week now. They have seen all but 2 of the other finalists play, watching, wondering, waiting their turn, knowing the importance of starting the tournament well. France have got wounds to heal. Their last World Cup campaign fell into French farce. Their last European Championship campaign wasn't an awful lot better. But out of the debris of those misadventures, a new team has been built, and France look ready again. England make their grand entrance, and it will be to the usual reception. Another tournament, another home game for England. Unfailing support wherever they play. It must be quite a feeling to walk out behind the flag into a stadium decorated by St George's flags in every corner. The national team, the national game. But the England flag is everywhere. And every flag, it seems, bearing the name of a town or shire: Richmond, Cleveland, Midhurst, Romilly, Windsor, Forest of Dean. 100 clubs, large and small: West Ham, Bournemouth, Eastleigh, Reading, Bury, North and South under one flag tonight. 4 Northerners, 6 Southerners and a Brummie in the England starting 11. A hearty rendition of the national anthem first. The 18th century French battle song, La Marseillaise.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of France.
Agincourt, Waterloo, and now Donetsk. France versus England, live on ITV1, coming up in just a moment. We are in Donetsk, baking Donetsk, 90 minutes in near 90 degrees that will set the tone in Group D. England kicking off the tournament with 6 of their starting 11 new to tournament football. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's 3rd international is a big, big international. It's only Danny Welbeck's 6th cap. France have 4 tournament freshers of their own. Evra, Kabay, Malouda and Nasri, all Premier League regulars. 1 or 2 others on Premier League shopping list there. 5 of that 11 started and played in the last World Cup for France. So here we go again. Who knows what the coming days, hopefully the coming weeks hold for England. The nation's high hopes, maybe not quite as high this time. It's about time England fans got a surprise, about time they got a nice surprise. Andy Townsend, who's captained his country to a major tournament, is alongside me. Can England beat France?
Of course they can, Clive. They've got good energy in the side, they've got bags of experience, quality of course is going to matter. But I think for England it's about finding their strengths, they're playing to their strengths, not worrying about what everyone else is doing. I think if they do that, they can have a successful tournament. Roy Hodgson has said the white shirt, wearing that white shirt can be a heavy one at times.
Here goes Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's not quite going to catch that. But his first tournament touch was assured enough. The Lille right back, Mathieu Debuchy. He'll take this throw in towards Karim Benzema. Instead it's Lescott and Terry together for England for only the 5th time. Johnson to Milner. Here's Welbeck. Laid off neatly for Ashley Young. Welbeck is offside. You know, Andy, you feel the first goal so important in England games that conceding the first would leave this team with the proverbial mountain to climb.
Because of the way they've set up in the 2 friendlies that Roy Hodgson's been in charge of. Of course, they're sort of sitting and waiting perhaps for things to happen, and you wonder whether they go a goal behind, whether they're able to then change a gear and find what's required. We'll see. But I certainly believe they've got enough to test France here tonight to win this game. But they're going to have to be bright, have to be very positive. But, of course, they will adopt those Roy Hodgson tactics. Don't be surprised to see them sitting deep, defending in numbers, not diving into those challenges, making sure they stay on their feet and be hard to beat.
Let's hope England don't have to scale that mountain. No mountain rescues tonight. They do have a habit of scoring first and scoring early in tournament openers. Goals inside the first 4 minutes of each of the last 2. And here's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in search of one, stopped by Mexes.
Did ever so well there to just pick Rami's pocket. Keep going, just keep travelling with the ball.
England have never won the opening game of the European Championship finals. They came close against France in 2004, only to be ambushed in the last couple of minutes. 3 draws and 4 defeats is the England record on opening night at the Euros. Got a better record in the Eurovision Song Contest, to be honest. Terry forward towards Young. Mexes and Evra with a slight misunderstanding, but Diarra is able to sort it out.
Diarra would just be that pivot just in front of the 2 central French defenders. He's looking for Ashley Young all the time already in the opening few minutes, looking over his shoulder, making sure that should Ashley Young find that little bit of space that he craves, he's there to snuff it out very quickly.
It's been a high summer's day in eastern Ukraine. I'm sure you don't want to hear anyone complaining about temperatures of 32 degrees, and I'm not, but it's hot to trot. High temperatures for a high-tempo game, that's for sure. And both teams bedding in. Ribéry. 2 uncertain touches from French players.
I think everyone realises the magnitude of the game, the importance of the game. Always vital in tournaments that you don't get beaten your first match. The first few minutes are a reflection of that. Everyone's just a little bit cat and mouse and just seeing exactly where your opposite number is.
Rami forward to Nasri. Parker got to him. Well, they've got in Gerrard's way. Malouda. Evra overlapping. This is Benzema. Nasri flips skillfully back towards Benzema. Terry managed to improvise and snuff out the danger at the expense of a corner kick.
Great skill. We expect that from them, don't we? We know that with Ribery, with Nasri, with Benzema, they've got players that can produce something very special, like that little flick there that John Terry does well to just almost clumsily get a leg on, but it's an important interception.
Both of the French centre-backs, Rami and Mexes, are forward, as well as the towering Diarra at the near post. And Danny Welbeck helping out inside his own penalty area. Rami still forward, but unable to link up with Sami and Nasri. Roy Hodgson has been England manager for about 6 weeks now, but this is where the job really starts. England international memories are tournament memories. This is where reputations are made and lost, and the mood of the nation will be set by the events of these next 80-odd minutes. England get the decision.
Diarra is going nowhere, Clive, at the moment. He's just sat a couple of yards just in front of those centre-halves, as I mentioned earlier, which is making it difficult for Ashley Young. So he's got to be clever and crafty and cunning in order to try and find a little bit of space, because that sort of delivery that Ashley Cole just gave him is going nowhere. That's just handing the ball back to the opposition.
Kabai. Debussy. French throw. Rugged defending from Lescott, but Dubai has it back. Nasri. And rather belatedly, a foul given against Ashley Cole.
Yeah, I think Ashley Cole actually may have just caught Nasri, but he takes a tumble. I think when he recognises he's not going to get on the end of that before it goes out for a goal kick.
Florent Malouda has come out to swing this in with his left foot. It's a header from Terry, which Benzema will pursue. Cross back in, bit of an error by Johnson. Came to him awkwardly, but then fell kindly for Joe Hart. Easy to forget, this is his first tournament internationally. He's one of England's strongest suits now, their goalkeeper, but still a young goalkeeper in his first championships. And England have quickly come to rely upon him as they would a seasoned veteran. England have a throw.
Yeah, that's all right. Decent ball down the line from Glenn Johnson. Ashley Young again spinning, looking for the channel rather than feeding towards the ball.
Gerrard to Johnson. 4 white shirts in the box. The cross doesn't reach them. Nasri trying to get Ribery on his way. Gerrard managed to get in some kind of a challenge. And Terry's clearance almost fell for Milner.
That's something England have to be very careful of when they are attacking. Glenn Johnson and Ashley Cole, they're both right to get forward as often as they can and support Oxlade-Chamberlain and Milner on the other side. Have to be careful with Nasri and Ribery. They're both ferociously quick. If they get it on the counter-attack, there could be trouble.
Laurent Blanc has done all this before, 4 major tournaments as a French player. This is his first as a manager. Alexis has found Nasri, and so too has Gerrard. Cole. Parker.
Getting those distances, Clive, that Steven Gerrard just did there when he just pinched that ball off Nasri is very important for England tonight between midfield and back 4. Not too much room in between to let them play.
Welbeck. He's been able to turn and link up with Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's a good idea because Cole was overlapping, but now he's out of position as Kabai comes forward. Benzema. Kabay and Ribery is onside here and in behind England. Benzema in support. Frank Ribery would challenge that by Glenn Johnson. It needed to be.
Certainly did. And Ribery should have done better there, actually. Thought he might dip back inside on his right foot. It's good play from Kabay initially. He holds his run. I think he checks it just about well enough to ensure he's onside. And at this moment, he's favourite again against Glenn Johnson. The England fullback does well just to stand up and see the danger out.
Hart's lost that. Unfortunately for him, Glenn Johnson is on hand to sweep the ball down the field. Get it out of your system. French particularly strong down that left-hand side with Ribery. Benzema tends to drift over there. We know Evra can overlap. Benzema finding Ribery. Here is Patrice Evra. Now Sami and Nasri. It's worth a shot. It's the side netting. Had the post covered.
Good play again, good patient build-up, wasn't it? Intricate. Got a quality there as well, and Nasri, we know that he can finish. Stepping inside, Joe Hart happy to see that one, always going perhaps a yard wide. Low-key start at the moment for England. That was the one that just spun out the goalkeeper's hands. Happy to see it just drop into no man's land. But England would just like to step it up a little bit more. Gerrard and Parker could just do it, getting on the ball and maybe just initiating a little bit more, get their front men in the game a bit.
James Milner is underneath the Swan. He's forced it on beyond Mexes, but Evra is there. Good work by Welbeck. Just a quicksilver pace, catching an opponent in possession.
That's very well to win a throw in there. Really well, good feet.
Lacks experience, Danny Welbeck, but he doesn't lack any confidence. There's a strut about the way he plays. Feels like he belongs at this level. Lescott just slipping. Kabay picking it off. Nasri laid off to Benzema. Now Malouda. A bit more fluidity and variety about France coming forward.
Yeah, just sharper, a bit quicker across the ground at the moment with their passing.
Ribery awaiting the arrival of Debuchy. He's found a way out of the corner. He's away from Scott Parker. It's Frank Ribery. It's cut back to Johan Kabay. Malouda. Benzema. Milner got in a challenge. Gerrard looking to get Young on his way, in behind his clubmate Patrice Evra, who clipped him, did he? But an assistant referee very close, decided no free kick.
Chance there for Ashley Young, maybe it's a better first touch. He could have set up, possibly running at Patrice Evra. Good ball from Gerrard.
Malouda, who was a fringe player really in all the Chelsea heroics of the closing weeks of the season. Diarra getting to Young. They'll be seeing plenty of each other. I think Young's the real craftsman in this England team now, the ideas man. A little touch of class. And the number 10 shirt is Wayne Rooney's, and we won't be seeing that for another week, but the number 10 role tonight is Ashley Young's. Here is Young. Options right and left. He slipped it through. It's James Milner! Just couldn't squeeze it in. Goal was gaping. Couldn't quite find the leverage to turn it into Lloris's empty net.
Better, wasn't it? That's much better when they get Ashley Young there. Rather than spinning in behind every time, he picks the ball up, he looks, he spots the run of Milner. It's a perfect pass. I think he should score. He's sliding, yeah, it's on his weaker side, but I still think James Milner's got enough about him to tuck that one in the net. It was very, very straightforward, very easy. How England just pierced a massive hole right through the middle of that French back four.
Hugely frustrating on the one hand, but hugely encouraging on another. That's what Young is in that position to do. Pick those passes, pick those runs. And he's back on the ball here. Mistake by Malouda. Parker on by Milner, away by Mexes. Samir Nasri. Now front Ribery. Benzema. Nasri. Benzema to Kabay. It's a bit of an awkward save for Joe Hart, but I think England will take their chances with players shooting from that range.
Yeah, decent strike from Kabay, hits the target, makes Joe Hart sprawl to his left and gather it at the second attempt. But Benzema, every time the ball goes wide, he's not made any sort of run, any movement in the box. Everything he's doing, he's pulling out to the 18-yard box, and they're looking to maybe work something quite intricate. Little 1-2 on the edge of England's penalty area.
England settling. Johnson to Gerrard. Parker. Milner. Young. That's a good interchange until Young found just a little bit too much weight with the pass to usher Johnson forward.
Second shot from Kabay again. Just opening the angle up a little bit and just trying to curl that into the far corner. It's sneaking in. It's one that Joe Hart has to make.
Parker. Welbeck. Cole. Good movement from Welbeck, but Rami is the favourite here. France are on a 21-game unbeaten run, stretching back 21 months. It includes victories over Germany, Brazil and England. Not to mention a 4-1 win over Ukraine in this stadium a year ago. Oxlade-Chamberlain, fancy footwork, and he skips away from two Frenchmen. Young just offside. He's a gem, isn't he?
Great feet, excellent feet. You know, and that's what he's in the side for, to produce something like that. Yes, of course, he'll have to do a bit of defensive work, but he's in there because he's fresh, he's excited, he's prepared to take people on. Just half a yard for Ashley Young, perhaps, offside.
He just looks a player, doesn't he?
Yeah,
everything natural, everything instinctive.
He's got the body strength as well, Clive, for a young man. He looks like he can handle himself out there as well. I think that's important. But ever since I first saw him in an Arsenal shirt, I liked him, like what I saw straight away.
You build all the academies and introduce all the coaching programs you like. There's no substitute for talent, and Oxlade-Chamberlain is talented. Malouda, Ribery. A little late from Gerrard. Referee, incidentally, is the Italian Nicola Rizzoli. Careful in those situations, easy to pick up a cheap yellow card for that kind of interference from Young. England have had the clearest chance so far. It fell to James Milner. With a cagey opening. Hart's got a rush. Two teams sparring in the sunshine.
Yeah, opening 10 minutes, I think certainly France looked to have settled a little bit quicker, but the last 8 or 9 minutes have been encouraging from an England perspective. I think it's important that Ashley Young, you mentioned that that's a big role for England today, that role, but he's got to make sure that he's always available for Scott Parker and Steven Gerrard, that he can link the team up, that they're not, both he and Welbeck aren't both spinning away, looking to run in the gullies every time.
It's Milner who's got in behind Evra here. Turn Nexus, found a cross, ever recovered. Johnson decided to kick the ball in. It's too long for Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, it's a disappointment that. The James Milner chance was a good one to actually deliver something. Doesn't always have to drop it on a sixpence on somebody's head, but just hit it along the gullet, hit it along that 6-yard line. It's always a difficult one for any goalkeeper. If you can't see anybody, fire it in there and make one of your forwards get on the end of it.
Ribery. Combine. Finding that Debuchy is a good friend and also a player being linked with a move to Newcastle. Debuchy, the right back. Evra coming forward, driven against Johnson. Milner poked it away. Young man handled by Diarra.
Yep, perfect. That's what Ashley Young's there. That's exactly the role and the area that he's got to work in. When England are defending and under pressure, there's got to be a little bit of an outlet, an outball for them. Diarra just overstepping it, concedes the free kick.
The French fans in a small minority here. It may come of last off Welbeck, who's down, having landed awkwardly and clutching his left ankle. I have to report that England's injury misery has gone on here with Ray Clements, their experienced goalkeeping coach, suffering quite a severe Achilles injury in the warm-up before the match. And Martin Kelly, the young Liverpool defender, is not here tonight. He's been unwell for the last couple of days and is back at the England hotel in Donetsk. And now concern over Welbeck.
Yep, that can be sore. And Rami's a big man and it's all his weight coming down on the side of your foot. Particularly these boots nowadays that are so lightweight, very little protection in that respect.
There's attention on John Terry, attention, pressure, nothing new to him, nothing that appears ever to daunt or trouble him. If anything, it seems to rouse and motivate him. He's out there, no armband, but still giving orders as Danny Welbeck walks gingerly from the field, but not too dejectedly. And there's a thumbs up from Gary Lewin, the England physio, I'm happy to say.
It's one of those ones as well that you can live with perhaps during the game. Tomorrow morning, it can be sore.
Milner's interception. Parker. I'm sure that Young was a little unsighted there.
Again, he's just got to be a little bit more acute in how he finds the space between, just in behind Diarra, number 18, big powerful French holding midfield player, and Mexes and Rami. I think if Ashley Young gets any opportunity to run at those two central defenders, he'll cause him problems. I don't think they're that special. I think that is a weakness in their team. Patrick mentioned it at the start. It's a concern for them. It should be.
Ribery. Benzema. Hooked into Nasri. Allowed to turn. Samir Nasri. Florent Malouda. Nasri again. Lifted towards the head of Ribery. Cole jumping well with him. Came last off Ashley Cole. Kabay. Debuchy trying to escape Cole. He's found a cross too, which Terry has to concentrate and deal with.
Again, I think there Debuchy does ever so well to get that in the box. Deserves to see Benzema really trying to get on the end of that.
Lescott looking for Milner, but finding only Evra. Diarra to Nasri. Not quite sure where Samir Nasri is going to pop up. Cole with the challenge. Nasri to Benzema. Gerrard's challenge. Calmly done. A little too calmly in the end by Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Diarra was caught in possession by Gerrard. The decision has gone against England.
As well there, Steven Gerrard. I think he recognised that Diarra was always going to try and spin out on that. Pinched it off him, just unfortunately runs out of play.
Debuchy. He's an adventurous right back. He's rather sliced that clipped cross into the hands of Hart. And England certainly living with their opponents after 25 minutes. Not too much to choose between the two teams. France with a little bit more artistry. England with the best opportunity so far. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Welbeck. Milner in some space. Johnson. Gerrard. Trying to slip it back into Milner. Evra was alert. There's a flag up against Milner anyway.
Lucky Steven Gerrard. Just wondered if he may be thinking with a slightly better first touch. Could he have maybe stepped forward and looked to hit that? That's tight on James Milner on the far side. Very tight. Maybe just offside. Good idea.
Managed to hook that into the path of Kabay. Benzema again just checked his run as if he wanted it played short into his feet. But it was a searching pass from the Newcastle man.
I think it's a decent ball actually. I think it's one that Benzema against John Terry should be looking to go for, to commit to.
Welbeck trying to run Mexes. Really good spin by Danny Welbeck. Philippe Mexes managed to catch up with him.
Good work from Mexes, does well there, because Welbeck looked for a split second. He might have just turned him and got away. Both teams sitting with significant numbers behind the ball. That's why you've got this occasional burst, and then all of a sudden it drops into a slower rhythm and lots more passes.
Ribery. Debuchy has got forward again here. Cole has dealt with it again, and Joe Hart's goalkeeping work was very tidy that time.
Good work from the right back, isn't it? Once more, playing very high up the pitch.
Milner getting a little bit of joy down that right-hand side. Kabay got across to him on that occasion. Free kick.
Yeah, take that. It's a cheap free kick to give away. Stupid, unnecessary one from someone of Evra's experience. Gives Lescott and Terry an opportunity to get forward. Steven Gerrard, if he can just produce something with a bit of pace, drop it on that penalty spot.
Both Lescott and Terry are sauntering forward. False start there on that free kick. We're without a ball at the moment, which is fairly essential. And now we've got two on the field. Gerrard takes. It was Lescott! England get going! Julian Lescott shows the way! Quick out of the blocks! sensational goal.
Well, thankfully, the referee ordered a retake of that first free kick because it just gave Steven Gerrard a chance to maybe take a little bit off it. And he does it perfectly because it's got the right pace, the right shape for Jolyon Lescott to just shrug aside the attentions of Alou Diarra and power that, punch that into the back of the net. That's a brilliant header from the centre-half because when you get there, you've seen a miss, you've seen centre-halves put that over the bar or not getting up on it. He knows if he hits the target, that flies in the net.
Roy Hodgson's first 2 games in charge, 1-0 wins. I wonder. The first goal is always going to be important, and that first goal is an England goal. Is it too early to get overconfident again? Can we start thinking?
It is too early, but it's positive, good news. Because the way this England team is set up, definitely geared up better to be in this sort of situation rather than chasing and rather than getting pulled about. But they mustn't settle for one, Clive. They mustn't just sit now and just think job done because they've had a couple of clean sheets. You can sometimes get lulled into that. Don't think about that. They can score more here.
Young. Into Welbeck. Young again. He's trying to stab it across the penalty area for Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it was a goal that raised serious question marks about the heart of the French defence because Lescott was unmarked.
Yeah, totally unmarked. And that free kick had also travelled a long way, and I'm looking at Lloris, looking at the goalkeeper. Yes, it had pace on it, it was a little bit flatter. And they don't like stepping off the line and coming to claim them, but every now and again you look at your goalkeeper and you need him. Maybe that's one of those occasions. I'm sure the boys will have a look at that at half-time.
Well, others, Chris Smalling, Gary Cahill in particular, just seem to have edged ahead of Jolyon Lescott in the England pecking order these last 12-18 months, but he keeps coming back, and you're used to fighting for your place in the modern Manchester City.
You know, he heads that in from right on the 6-yard line. The goalkeeper did take a step forward. Diarra's lost him. He's lost Lescott in the flight of the ball. Brilliant header. Great goal.
He did score 3 times for Manchester City last season. He used to bag a few for Everton. There was a particularly important winning goal at Aston Villa in February as part of the Manchester City title season. But with respect, that is far, far more important now for Jolyon Lescott and for England. Ribery has run a long way here before Johnson made a well-timed challenge. Welbeck kept it well. Parker. Now Cole looking quite assured. Cole into Welbeck, let it run, just wouldn't quite reach Young.
Yeah, good play, good idea. Ashley Young just allows Mexes to get in front of him. The French at the moment, yes, when Nasri gets it, when Ribery get it, and they start drifting infield and running at people, they're a threat. But England still look pretty comfortable.
We always think of England as slow starters with it. They've actually scored first in the opening game of each of their last 8 major tournaments now. It was late by Oxlade-Chamberlain on Debussy, and the referee had to think about letting it go. Instead, he's going to book Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yep, he does commit to it, doesn't he? Goes sliding in. Doesn't really catch Debussy, but it is a foul, and now someone needs to just have a little word with him. Stay on your feet and be sensible.
2 yellow cards equal a suspension at this tournament, and the yellow cards are white after the group phase. Nasri with the free kick. What a powerful header that by Diaby, and a good save from Hart. Diaby's there again, it's just wide. Diarra so close to giving France an equaliser. Foiled first by Joe Hart and then just wide with his second effort.
Well, if he was at fault for letting Lescott score, he nearly makes up for it there. It's a thumping header from him. And Joe Hart has to be at his acrobatic best to just parry that to one side and then get back up on his feet. And happy to see that the same player can't put that one in. He probably should have done.
Alou Diarra, who's been a captain for Laurent Blanc at both club and international level. He's certainly the tallest man in the French team.
That would annoy Roy Hodgson to concede a goal from that sort of situation. Set play with all the big guys that England have got. That mustn't happen.
Nasri. Benzema. Nasri unable to drift into space. Diarra unable to retain possession. There goes Parker. And they had a break on that.
Not enough variation in the French attack at the moment. It's the same every time. Either Ribéry or Nasri running infield, trying to play very delicate little 1-2s with Benzema. Scott Parker there intercepting it. And he's then able to break out and break free.
With a goal after half an hour from Jolien Lescott. Parker just stumbling. Gerrard. It's fallen for Milner. Welbeck jumped well, just couldn't quite angle the header into Young's path.
Again, Ashley Young has to gamble there. Absolutely right to. Can't always be sure of where the header's going to end up. Just make your run, take a chance.
Evra. Space for Malouda. Ribéry. Terry's there. Evra towards Benzema. Terry in control again.
That's where they need one of them to just come and link it up a little bit. Danny Welbeck and Ashley Young don't get too isolated, too far away from the rest of the pack. England not working out towards the French, they're just letting them have the ball and then letting them come onto them and staying very tight and compact.
Mix up there between Nasri and Ribéry. Ball stays in French hands though. Diarra. Goodbye to Evra. Now Malouda. Nasri allowed to turn. Good block, typical block by Parker. Ribéry, cleverly hooked into the path of Malouda, not quite into his stride though. Evra, Ribéry, Nasri! It's been Joe Hart on the near post and France are level. Sami Nasri has struck and England have been pegged back. And Joe Hart will be disappointed to have been beaten by his club mate from that angle.
There's a quality strike. Steven Gerrard does his very best to get out and try and front the ball up and get a block in. It just goes through the narrowest of gaps, and Joe Hart, I think he'll want to save this club. I think he'll be disappointed it sneaks in at his near post. It does come through a little window there. He may not see it quite quick enough. It's a great shot. It's a great strike from Sami Nasri. Let's give a lot of quality to the finish. It's a difficult one for the goalkeeper, but I've seen him save better.
He maybe was just masked there as Gerrard tried to charge it down. Maybe moved a little late.
It's a great strike. It's an accurate strike.
England led for 10 minutes. Benzema. First goal that Roy Hodgson's England have conceded. Parker thought he was clipped there, and he's just in a little discomfort. Running too freely at the moment. Cole though. Well bet. Cole was caught late by Cabaye, so England have a free kick.
So I think that's a yellow card. Looks like Cabaye may get away with this. Certainly there's an opportunity. Ashley Cole has bumped that into his forward. He's looking to get on the end of it. Cabaye knows what he's doing.
And they've just got to steady now.
Yeah, disappointing when you concede one like that. In the main, they look pretty comfortable, having gone in front. But no need to panic, no need to start trying to do things on your own individually. Stick to the game plan, stick together.
Keep calm and carry on. Johnson to Milner. Johnson had gone on, but Evra came between them. Here's the French goal scorer, Samir Nasri, to Franck Ribéry. Going to take Gerrard on and spin him, find a cross, which John Terry clears with his thigh.
So quick, isn't he, Ribéry? Gerrard will slouch across the ground, but he leaves him there. Just not got the numbers getting in the box, and we haven't got people that can actually catch Franck Ribéry when he puts his head down and really runs.
Nasri's corner, underways by Parker. Ribéry against Cole. Terry away. Ribéry to run at England again. Milner protecting Johnson. It's not a good pass though. Straight to Diarra. Debussy got away from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Found a cross too. Lescott has found a headed clearance. Florent Malouda stopped by Parker. And they've just got to keep the ball a little bit better. Become a little loose.
Yeah. Important as well, these last couple of minutes just before half-time. Stay solid. If you have to hit the goal in, have to put it in behind their full-backs and just get the team a little bit higher up the pitch, then do it. One or two passes that they're trying to find people 10 yards outside the edge of their own area, England, and they're conceding possession.
Ribéry. France have got the rhythm back now. Benzema. Cabaye. Nasri. Evra. Rohan Cabaye. It's deflected for a corner.
Well, they're certainly prepared to take a shot, aren't they, from distance? They're having to, because Benzema's dropping that deep. Don't really seem to have a definite centre forward, the French. So the midfield players are getting time to maybe have a touch and look up and try and work Joe Hart.
Towards Rami. Not good enough. Ribéry. Benzema gathered it in. Hart's committed. Between them, Hart and Cole managed to block out the danger. Actually, Cole is in some pain.
That's really good play from Benzema, because he worked hard to keep the ball in play. And a lovely little 1-2 with Ribery, and then all of a sudden Joe Hart has to do really well to spread himself. In the end, it's his foot that does enough. The trailing leg catches Ashley Cole.
1 added minute. Hit hopefully by Debussy. Hit neatly by Debussy, but a good block, and it's set up kindly for Joe Hart. I think England will not be too sorry to hear the half-time whistle.
Just the last 10 minutes since that goal, gone a little bit ragged. I think certainly France started well, have finished stronger. England have had their moments.
Oxlade-Chamberlain. Throw-in given. They did seem to be caught there by Kabay. Well, it was all going terribly well. Julian Lescott with a thumping header gave England the lead on the half hour. And for a few minutes they were very much on the up. But a goal scored by Samir Nasri against his title-winning teammate at Manchester City, Joe Hart, has squared it up. And at the break, it's France 1, England 1.
How inconvenient of the French to go and equalise when it was going so well. Too close to call now, but we generally agree that there's more positives than negatives for England at half-time. We'll get the views of Jamie Carragher, Patrick Vieira and Gareth Southgate straight after this break. One all then. Gareth, what's the master plan?
I don't think Roy will want to change too much. It's been effective for England. Midfield just dropped a little bit too deep in that half. My concern is that I think France can improve things with a little change of formation, and it's how we respond to that. Just hope that our midfield legs hold out, because they've put a lot of work in there. So, but I think it's been there's a lot of positives for England in that first half.
Patrick,
the momentum is in our side, I think, in the last 15 minutes, so I don't think Laurent Blanc will make any changes now. He will wait maybe after 1 hour.
A quick word from you, John.
Yeah, I just want England to do the same again, that midth of the back four, really pushing up, not dropping deep and inviting pressure on. The first half an hour was the England in the midfield really pressing the French, and I think that's what we have to do again in the second half.
Back to the next then, Andy Townsend sitting alongside Clive Tilsley.
Roy Hodgson is the oldest manager ever to take England to a major tournament, and is the first who's done it before with another nation. His opposite number, Laurent Blanc, taking his seat. England do not have a distinguished record at these championships. They've fallen at the group stage more often than they've reached the knockout phase. Semi-finalists in 1968 with Moore, Charlton, Ball, Peters in the team. And then again in 1996 with Shearer, Sheringham, Gascoigne and Southgate in the team. Ball won by Scott Parker. Easy enough for Mexes. Malouda to Ribery. Nasri. It's a lot of Malouda. Then Johnson just moved into overdrive.
Just picking up on what Gareth was talking about there at half-time with regards to the two central midfield players, that would be a slight worry for me. I think they're asked to do an awful lot, screening and shuffling across and trying to deal with Benzema and Ribery as they drop in like they are now. As the half goes on, they're going to have to ensure that they stay very tight and compact there. Scott Parker taking a bang in the face.
There's a handoff from Ribery. Parker certainly not one to make something out of nothing. There's a slightly delayed reaction, having said that.
I think it's this one there. It's just that one. It's maybe just finger in Scott Parker's eye, whatever. But that's my only concern for England, because with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's on a yellow card. He's a young lad. You would imagine that Roy Hodgson will be monitoring that one with him. Maybe there'll be a change there at some point. Danny Welbeck's not had a lot of football. Stephen Gerrard and Scott Parker have had knocks and have had issues. So as the game wears on, that's something that the manager's got to try and factor in, all of that. when he decides to make a few changes.
Evra. Chip forward towards Rebury. Across comes Terry. Nasri to Benzema. Now Rebury. Johnson getting among them. And France picking up where they left off, dominating possession as they did in the closing stages of the first half. Getting Nasri here on the ball. Bushi here has got forward to some effect so far. Rebury. Nasri. It's Cole who prevented it reaching Debussy, and that's a clear foul by Diarra. It's not been penalised. The young guy, his collar felt there. Benzema. Oxlade-Chamberlain is able to reach that, but loses out to Debussy. Parker's got it back. Hart didn't want that. And he's got it. Just got there ahead of Nasri.
That's the difficulties, Clive, when you have so many white shirts behind the ball. You do pinch it, it's difficult to look forward and find something.
Ashley Cole trying to drive England forward. Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's important that they maintain a threat on the French goal. They're set up to resist, but can't get pinned in. Milner. It's a haphazard clearance by Mexes. England corner.
Yep, it's a sloppy one. It's not the greatest cross from James Milner. That was that back pass there that is under hit. Never on that one, actually, back to the goalkeeper. That's where you need a big shout. Just turn out and go in the other direction. Just knock it down the line. Put it in behind them, whatever. Don't risk anything.
England have scored from one set piece already. Gerrard. That's comfortable for Hugo Lloris, who captains France from goalkeeper. Ribery fooling Milner. Good interception again from Terry.
It's very important as well. Dropping right into Samir Nasri. Would have been a one-on-one situation, or could have given that reverse ball back to Ribery. So quick, isn't he, Ribery? When he skips past the first challenge and starts running across the ground, he's a real threat.
Oxlade-Chamberlain. Nice foul there by Nasri.
It's another clever foul, isn't it? Doesn't look severe enough to draw a yellow card, but it's clever in the respect. Look, cute little trip. Stops the young man from getting up and running and starting and initiating an England attack. They're the ones, they're the cute ones that actually deserve yellow cards.
Yes, the consequence of the foul more than the actual ferocity of it. France have got 10 men back behind the ball now. Gerrard driven in towards Johnson on an unseen late run. Good away from Ribery, but not from Evra.
Okay, great ball from Gerrard. Good run from Glenn Johnson. Just couldn't get it down, settle it enough to knock it across the 6-yard box.
Welbeck. First touch was just a little heavy, but he retrieved it. Johnson still forward here. He's escaped Ribery, committed Evra. Crosses overhead. Oxlade-Chamberlain's kept it in though. Cole rather extravagantly, back to Parker. Welbeck. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Gerrard. Better possession this for England. Gerrard driving. Welbeck. Clever feet. Gerrard goes on, impeded edge of the penalty area, told to get to his feet. Debussy just seemed to block him there.
Well, Debussy doesn't affect the ball in any way. Right, just outside the area, right, very close to the line.
Gerrard's slow to get up too. Altogether better spell this for England.
That's good confident football. Nothing wrong with going backwards and side to side. You're giving your front men a bit of a breather at this point now. That's what the players are recognising. One or two need to get their shape and just draw breath again. Steven Gerrard after that run he just made. So you just keep it, but then you need to start trying to go forward with a bit of purpose once more.
Let's go. Young's offside.
Again, this time Ashley Young just looking to check and spin it behind, and the delivery's fraction late. Just catches him off. That's that foul there. I think that's a decent take from Steven Gerrard. I think there should be a free kick in a dangerous position.
Lescott taking a bit of a chance and losing out to Benzema. Here's Nasri. Karim Benzema. Good blocks again. Gerrard and Parker putting their bodies on the line. Franck Ribéry though, ever on the overlap. Pull back. And dealt with by Gerrard. England stretched.
Yeah, they do look menacing and dangerous, don't they, when they get Nasri or Ribéry in those areas where they're able to wait for support and pick a pass as Ribéry does there. Evra's on the way. Fires that across, and that's in the end Steven Gerrard, I think, happy to just launch that away for a corner.
Nasri takes. Turned away by Terry. Kabay. Evra. Nasri. This is Ribéry. Now Samir Nasri. Over the head of Diarra. Nasri's just tying his shoelaces. There seemed to be a bit of concern over an injury for a moment. But England just look well coached. They look well organised, well able to soak up pressure.
Ball once more for the goal, isn't it? So difficult to defend when it's whipped in with genuine pace and quality.
It was after 30 minutes, and then 10 minutes later, Nasri found this shot. It's squirmed past Joe Hart's right hand. He might even just have got fingers on it, you know. And that's why it's 1-1. Johnson, Welbeck, Milner. And he's done well to swing that in. Nobody gambled on the cross. I don't think anybody really expected it.
Not at all. Brilliant work from James Milner. Looked like there was no way out of that little cul-de-sac he found himself in, but he produced a cross of a genuine quality there.
He's the only man to have played in every minute of Roy Hodgson's first 2.5 internationals. He just fits the bill somehow. Team man, team mentality, does what he's told. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Gerrard to Oxlade-Chamberlain, happy to have it.
Great touch.
Milner, Young, nicely into the path of Johnson, skips away from Mexes. Brought down by Ribery, was he? Again, no free kick is going to be given there. That's a goal kick, that can't be, can it?
Again, looked like a foul to me. Good play from England, some nice one-touch build-up play, good run from Glenn Johnson. Definitely seems to get there before Frank Ribery to me. Once more, the French getting the benefit of the doubt. You can't get frustrated, you can't beat yourself up about that. Keep your mouth shut, get back into your position.
We can. It's 2 or 3 since the break. Ribery. Bishop made a very good run. And it's Kabay. Malouda. And Benzema. Kabay from Ribery. We could get it out of his feet to find Debuchy. And here goes Oxlade-Chamberlain with England well back ahead of him. He's frustrated with himself that he lost it.
Yeah, had a chance, didn't he, to just push it and get after it, or maybe find Danny Welbeck. And then just got caught in 2 minds.
Debuchy's made another forward run, has this time been found. Skips away from Cole. Lescott with the cover. Knocked it against Debuchy, goal kick.
Yeah, well done, Jolyon Lescott, backing his full-back up. And Ashley Cole is excellent defensively. On that occasion, Debuchy does well, but Lescott saw it, gets across, and gets the benefit with a goal kick.
It's been a warm day. In his dreams, France are 6 up. Young, good control. Milner towards Welbeck. Couldn't quite reel that in.
That's where he does obviously well, Danny Welbeck. That's where he's got such great enthusiasm, gets after it, forces the error from Rami.
It's a bit sharp from Parker. And then have kept it. Johnson to Welbeck. Ribery seeing out his defensive responsibilities. Benzema. Ribery. Clean challenge by Milner. Gerrard surging. Ribery is down in real pain. England have got the ball and they're carrying on. Milner came off Mexes, it's gone for a corner. Well, 1 or 2 of the Frenchmen remonstrating with James Milner, but the referee didn't stop the game. I'm not even sure a couple of the England players were aware of Ribery. He's just inside the England half of the field.
I think he's just tired. I think he's laying on the floor because he's exhausted from trying to beat about 6 men. And then you expect when you're supposed to put the ball out when he loses it. No, let the referee deal with the game. Get on with it. And the players also will always recognise whether someone is genuinely hurt, if they took a serious knock to the face or whatever. There, I think Ribery just collapsed under the pressure around him.
A knock on the shin from Gerrard, but he's shaking it off, and England have a corner. Gerrard takes towards John Terry. This is Welbeck. He's found a way back to Gerrard. On the England corner.
It's a good battle that is actually. Rami and John Terry at the back post. Both powerful in the air, both very good, always looking to attack it.
Gerrard towards Terry. There's a little nudge there on Adil Rami. Both teams happy to take a little time out from time to time. It's certainly a very close evening.
Yeah.
Far and away the hottest temperatures we've seen at the Championship so far. It's given away by Rami. Debussy won it back. Parker though. Gerrard trying to drive it to Johnson. Benzema always had a good view of that. Gerrard at least atoned.
Yeah. Be careful in that one. He's always trying to do that, Steven Gerrard. He knows he has the quality to find people in tight areas. Must be careful there.
He's a leader by example kind of captain. He wants to set the tone and the tempo, the whole team's performance. And the armband's important to him. Parker just seems to be gritting his teeth a bit to me now.
Yeah. There's so much work in front of Lescott and John Terry protecting that area, always trying to get in and around the ball to make a challenge. And you're right, he's blowing a little bit at the moment.
He's been carrying an Achilles injury. You never really know if he's hurt or not. Kind of always knew he'd put in an appearance, put in a shift. He's a delightfully old-fashioned footballer. I think his tank's running a little low. Mixes to Evra. Scampering run to link up with Benzema. Now Nasri. Hit by Karim Benzema. Clean take by Joe Hart.
Like that. Good combination play, wasn't it? Initially a good run from Evra, and then once it gets into Nasri and Benzema, they combine ever so well. Joe Hart happy to catch that one on the full. It doesn't bounce in front of him.
Tell you who else is struggling a bit. Samir Nasri isn't moving well. Got the ball here. Turned inside to Cabaye. Free kick's gone England's way here. All right, cheers.
Just stubbed the pass, didn't he, a bit, Cabaye, and in the end he just puts his hand on Ashley Cole's shoulder, just drags him a little bit to the ground. It's getting tight, isn't it? It's getting tense. You feel it's going to be that sort of game where one mistake, or can someone find a real bit of quality, a bit of magic to make the difference.
25 minutes to go. Lescott towards Milner. Chested into the path of Welbeck. James Milner, Steven Gerrard. Scott Parker. Glenn Johnson. It's opened up for Johnson. Booming strike with his left foot, but it was always rising.
He does that ever so well, Glenn Johnson. On that occasion, I'm afraid he skies it, but he's usually quite dangerous when he steps inside. Seems to do that an awful lot. There are blue shirts in and around him, but just gets under it a wee bit.
I don't think England are carrying any less of a threat than France. Ribery. Evra. Here's Nasri. Luda to Evra. Florent Malouda. Patrice Evra once more. They're behind by Ashley Cole, taking no chances.
Yeah. Evra's actually looking at Benzema and saying, please, someone get in there to try and get on the end of that cross. He did have an awful long time there, Patrice Evra, to take a touch and weigh up that cross. Just didn't have the bodies in there.
Malouda. Easy claim for Joe Hart. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Tackled by Kabay. Milner. Cole. Milner's offside.
Straight offside, yeah, James Milner. Difficult now with every run that you make. When the flag goes up for something, it's a disappointment. That's very tight, actually. Very, very tight. I don't think he is offside. You don't want to make cheap runs now. When you're starting to get a little bit tired and you're feeling the legs a little bit, it's important that when you do go as a midfield player or as a wide man, you go with a bit of purpose, with some real intent to try and get on the end of it, make something happen.
Malouda. Escaping Oxlade-Chamberlain and Parker. And a rather heavy touch, although it's come for Kabay. Gerrard will pounce on that and run into the considerable shape of Diarra. Benzema. Here's Ribery. Push back for Malouda to strike. What a charge that is by Parker.
Sensational block. Brilliant stuff, that is.
Just gives every last ounce of himself. Ribery. Terry got out to Benzema. Nasri. Lescott coming out to make the interception this time. Decisive defending. Malouda. Nasri. Ribery to Malouda. Pot shot, again Parker's charge. Benzema. Young was a little late there. And that's going to be a yellow card for Young.
It's a challenge he doesn't have to make, really, Ashley Young, either. He's got Benzema running back towards his own central defenders, lunging in like that. Yeah, if you don't get it right, you're going to get a card.
It's out of keeping with the way that England are defending under Roy Hodgson. They are staying on their feet, they are keeping their discipline and shape, not charging in.
I think they have done that well, Clive. It's difficult sometimes. You can feel embarrassed when you're not perhaps dominating possession. I think England haven't broke ranks. They've stayed nice and solid. They've let the French have it. All right, they're going to go across the back like Mexes is doing now. Let them do it. But they're not going to be disrupted. Their shape's not going to be pulled around, and that's important, particularly as you're getting tired and you're losing concentration a wee bit. That shape is just there. It's set in stone.
It's a poor ball from Nasri. Mexes just trying to fit that back to Lloris and succeeded.
Both managers clearly now be thinking about changes. They will be wanting to freshen it up. It's interesting to see which way they go. Is it like for like? Is there going to be something different employed?
Jermaine Defoe has just peeled off his tracksuit top and he's ready to come on. I think Jordan Henderson's being readied too. Malouda, Benzema. It's a sharp pass which is just beyond Kabay. Oxlade-Chamberlain keeping the ball, that's the important thing. Danny Welbeck trying to help it on. Oxlade-Chamberlain was held back there. Cynical challenge.
Again, no yellow card. And the more times they're going to penalise England's players that are actually running and looking to get beyond and get away from people. That time it's Ribery.
And they're just delaying the substitutions. I think Gary Neville is asking the UEFA official on the sidelines if they can make the change.
I don't think you can get the numbers in the board quick enough.
Well, there are 2 on Defoe's back. Might that was a bit more difficult. Terry asking too much of Cole, who gives a generous thumbs up to his teammate. Parker had it for a moment, and lost it to Ribery. Benzema, challenged by Terry. And Parker has to crash in again, and it falls for Nasri, and here's Karim Benzema, but terrific cover from Glenn Johnson. Read that. England are breaking meanwhile, and Welbeck has escaped Rami momentarily. Well, back to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, he had both Young and Welbeck well positioned.
He'd already, after that first touch, he'd already had it in his mind. He was looking to just get half the yard to get a shot away. Good work again from Danny Welbeck. Great running.
Debussy. Ribery trying to get in behind Lescott. Smart save that by Joe Hart, his near post, an element of surprise. Diarra's run it fairly, wrapping his leg around Parker to get it. He was off his feet there, Diarra. Benzema, blocked by Lescott, turned away by Terry. Parker and Welbeck clearly impeded there, and England are getting more and more frustrated now with the referee.
It's a blatant foul, blatant body check. They're desperate to get the substitutes on because there's a few England players out there now that are really, really blowing very, very hard.
Ribery caught in possession by Ashley Cole. Ashley Young. Milner's made a terrific surge down the centre. Takes it well on his chest. Was he fouled by Evra? Well, you know the answer's going to be, don't you? No. Milner still down. Now, did the French kick it out? Milner prostrate on the edge of the penalty area. Ruder's in 2 minds. The referee decides he's going to stop it.
Certainly got a nudge. It just bumps off his hand as well, James Milner, after getting a little clip in the back from Patrice Evra. I think it's a bit of cramp vibe in the end.
Well, the first change for England is going to be made anyway, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will make way for Jermaine Defoe. I don't think that's the last we've seen of him at these championships.
I think he's done really well. Very, very well. Carried the ball when he's had to, been confident with his first touch. Yeah, he shakes his head, he's got nothing to worry about. He did okay.
Maybe that Ashley Young will have to go out into one of the wide positions. And here's Jordan Henderson. Well, it's Scott Parker who is being signalled to make way, so England must be fairly confident that Milner's okay.
Again, it's been a typical performance from Scott Parker, hasn't it? He's run himself into the ground, he's blocked things, he's shut doors where he's had to. But he has looked a little bit weary, and it's important now that England just pep that up, that area in there. Wise decision.
Jordan Henderson's not everyone's idea of an international player, but he has the chance to win some hearts and minds here. Big stage, big opportunity to change a few people's opinions. Alongside his Anfield clubmate, Steven Gerrard, to look after him. Young has gone to the left now, with Defoe supporting Welbeck. It's actually a slightly more offensive-looking England team, if the truth's told, for those changes.
Danny Welbeck naturally will drop in as well to try and link it with Gerrard and Jordan Henderson now, so he can do that. Let Defoe play on the shoulders of the last defender.
Benzema's retained possession. Here's Nasri. Benzema. Nasri to Ribery. Hand off there from Glenn Johnson. Ribery gone down holding his face.
Two or three similar incidents. I mean, he's claiming there, Ribery, he feels that it was the point of an elbow. We'll see. Just an arm across. You get that. That happens. This was the one earlier. This was the shot that Joe Hart just had to deal with right at the near post. Acute angle. I'll tell you what, it's an accurate strike as well. Goalkeeper has to make sure he gets there.
Didn't quite go out. Ribery was certainly deserving of a free kick. Nasri towards Diarra, and then defended it well by Cabaye. Just clipped an England body on the way through, corner kick.
Again, now when you've made a couple of changes, it's important that people now know who they're supposed to be picking up, who they're marking.
France are going to bring on Atem Ben Arfa.
Strike there, Cabaye, it's a long way out.
Corner towards Mexes, good defending by Lescott. Driven in by Cabaye! Deflected behind for a corner.
And the shot he hit prior to this one was also a good one, but deflected wide. This one, he really catches it very sweet. Great technique, gets up, gets over it, drives that, and that's an important little nick, that, from Danny Welbeck.
Nasri this time. Hart under no pressure this time. Two weary limbs and minds out there now. Important the players keep concentrating as well as keep running. Gerrard swept into the path of Cole, trying to carry the fight down that left-hand side, and Ashley Young's now just ahead of him. And Young's pulled it across. Too close to Lloris.
Yeah, and he just checked out, he wanted it cut back. I don't think Ashley Young had ever really seen him do that.
Preparing a double switch. Two attacking players coming on.
There's nothing hidden for the England boys with Atem Ben Arfa, is there? They saw how effective he was in a Newcastle shirt this season. Much improved.
Don't know quite so much about Marvin Martin. He's a busy midfield player with Sochaux. Nasri. Debussy making the late run. He's going to have to travel here. Oh, and Debussy has picked his pocket. Away by John Terry. This wasn't quite good enough.
Slam just has to be careful. Did the heart bit, did everything right, chased Debussy back.
Gerard's header. Finding Jermaine Defoe. Welbeck is up with him. Defoe taking on Rami. Getting beyond him. Clip back to Welbeck. Can't find a way out. Ribery, change of pace. Henderson's won it. Well, I mean, clearly got his foot on the ball. I know he's off his feet, but we've seen an equivalent challenge from a Frenchman not penalised. Nasri. Ribery. Okay.
Yep, that's it. Jamie Lescott doing exactly the right thing, not dropping off and allowing Ribery to get it and turn and run at him. Got to defend the corner, but they've got enough back there to deal with that.
First change, we'll see Newcastle for Newcastle. Johan Kabay giving way to Hassan Ben Arfa, who's been such a hit on Tyneside, although only fully established in the Newcastle starting 11 since the beginning of March. And it's Florent Malouda who will make way for the energy of little Marvin Martin, who's announced that he's looking to leave Sochaux this summer. Corner being delayed. Referee having a word with Alexis and Lescott, happy to shake hands and forget it. Nasri in towards Diarra, but picked up at the near post by Milner. It's an important header, this time by Johnson. Benzema curled that. And it was Steven Gerrard who hecked it on its way.
Yeah, Joe Hart read that one. It was flying across his goal, just in case that shot from Benzema was going to find its way inside that far post. Steven Gerrard it is who just put something on it quite rightly to get it up and over that crossbar.
Pressure here. Welbeck with a header away. Martin. Instant control from Nasri. Ribery. Nasri has gone on. Cole standing firm. Welbeck pitching the ball again, totally surrounded by blue shirts. Dispossessed by Diarra. Ribery. Benzema. Ashley Cole to the rescue, but it's a bit desperate back there now.
Well, it is, Clive, because you're petrified of dangling a foot out of place. Make any sort of challenge there and someone goes over, you know this referee's going to point straight to the spot.
Ben Arfa. Debussy to Ribery. Ben Arfa. Gerrard just nicked it away and was fouled.
Yeah, great free kick to take, that is. Steven Gerrard's got nowhere to go there. Just a little toe ender, just past his opponent, takes a foul. Pressure relieved.
The third England substitute is imminent, and it's Theo Walcott. He's got a very good goal on this ground for Arsenal a couple of seasons back. against Shakhtar Donetsk. The ball is currently in the hands of Roy Hodgson, who is in no huge hurry to get on with things here. He coached Switzerland to the World Cup finals back in 1994, started that campaign with a 1-1 draw against the United States, and got his team through to the knockout phase. Good work by Johnson.
Very well played.
Space for Cole. Defoe. Into the path of Milner. Crossed it towards Welbeck. It's well defended by Mektis on the near post. Dangerous that.
Yeah, good play from England. Ashley Cole's been an outball for pretty much all of the second half for England when they've ventured forward. He started it, he initiated it, Defoe out to Milner. The crosses in the right gully, but Mekses does well to get across the front of Danny Welbeck and just knock that out for a corner, but that's very good play.
We're really living every minute of this. He's not the kind of character who is a sitter and a watcher. Now, have they got something up their sleeves? Gerrard. It's towards Lescott. It's away by Hatem Ben Arfa. England are a good reflection of their manager, calm, measured, organised. Nothing wrong with Danny Welbeck's contribution this evening. Here comes Theo Walcott. I think he's going to go up front alongside Defoe. Just wondered whether Milner might just tuck in one.
No, I've been impressed with England the way they've had to sit deeper and defend in numbers. They've been very compact. They haven't broke rank and tried to go and win the ball on their own or in just ones and twos. They've stayed as a unit, as a team. I think they've looked a tough nut to crack tonight. When they've had the opportunity to get forward, they have. One or two good situations, one or two chances. Of course, room for improvement. But if they can take a point here or better, I think it's a very good start.
Gerrard. Walcott rather sold him into trouble. It's a French team that's won its last 4 games, remember, and scored 12 goals in the process. And England have kept them largely at arm's length tonight. It's had a match that's had the character of an opening game. Both teams a little scared to lose it. Either side look back and feel they might just have pinched it. Maybe there's still time. Martin. Martin just trying to quicken the attack. Ben Arfa. Doing that. They shall not pass set up from England. everybody in position. Debussy. Hit by Benzema in the end. It's a scrambling side by Hart. Again, maybe saw a little late.
Good strike, Karim Benzema. Really good hit. Again, that time it did bounce in front of the goalkeeper. I'm always worried how that's going to come off the surface. Does well enough to get across there and just correctly bat it down and then gather it.
Good night's work for England. After that World Cup of 2010, which started with a 1-1 draw, this had to be a little different. Same result, but this England team has somehow given off a different vibe to the fans here in the stadium, and I hope those watching at home this evening. They only managed to protect Julian Lescott's goal for 9 minutes before Samir Nasri equalised, but they looked as likely as the French to steal a victory in the second half. In the end, probably both teams happy enough to take the point on opening night. And England have made a steady start to Euro 2012. The final score here in Donetsk is France 1, England 1.
Back here in the studio, Jamie, Gareth and I were significantly more pleased to hear the final whistle than Patrick was. We're happy with the point. Is he? We'll find out very shortly. Join us in a moment.